For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The Sony spin-off Spider-Man universe is finally dead. Now, as of recording this video, I have not watched Venom: The Last Dance. I am recording this on the day that it has released on digital. I know I've disappeared for like 2 weeks, but the truth is I've been to holiday and I just kind of wanted to do nothing. And that's exactly what I've been doing, is absolutely nothing. So I do apologize, but let's get straight into this. So, again, I have not watched Venom: The Last Dance. Kraven the Hunter comes out next week. But today we did get the announcement, although technically I'm recording this at midnight. So yesterday we got the announcement that the Sony Spider-Man universe is over. And I don't know why they did this, to be completely honest with you. Not cancelling the universe, of course, everyone has been praying for that to happen. But their timing was absolutely terrible. Because, as I said, Kraven the Hunter is coming out in about 2 days. And while it is, projections showing that it is going to earn half of the opening box office that Morbius did, which, shocking, even though that is going to happen, there were still some people like me who were curious as to what to do with Kraven the Hunter, given that, we finally have some blood. This movie is going to be bloody as hell, and of course, as a horror fan, I love my blood, my gore. Of course, it's not going to be, ridiculous, but it will be violent. And of course, we are going to get a somewhat more comic accurate version of the Rhino in live action, as opposed to the mechanical version that we saw in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I am just so happy that Sony have finally done this, because they have had a horrific track record with these movies, and they are very much, they didn't even try and hide it, that they just made them just for the sake of keeping the rights to Spider-Man. Because, let's just look at the movies, right? Even though I haven't seen the most recent two, I can still look at the other ones. Venom, that first Venom movie, I love it beyond belief. It was so good. I love it. Is it the best movie in the world? No. But is it a lot of fun? Yes. I think that first Venom film found the perfect balance of comedy, because it was hilarious, because the humor wasn't thrown, every 5 seconds. It was just fantastic. They paced it brilliantly. The CGI was fantastic. I don't care what anyone says, especially about that final battle. How are you going to make that goopy CGI fight look, more realistic? I don't get it. But yeah, I would happily rewatch that first Venom film. But then you get to Venom: Let There Be Carnage, and it's like, what happened? Like, what actually happened between Venom and Venom 2? For those who don't remember, right, all the way back in 2020, Venom: The Let There Be Carnage was supposed to come out on like the 2nd or the 4th of October or something. And of course, once the virus kind of took over the world, and oh god, it sounds like Planet of the Apes, like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. No, not, I'm over exaggerating. But once of course the pandemic happened, all the movies of 2020 got delayed. Black Widow, The Batman, Morbius, all of this. Back when it was called Morbius the Living Vampire. All of these movies kept getting delayed, except for one thing: Venom 2. Nobody knew what the movie was going to be called. Nobody knew, if it was going to get delayed, because every single thing of 2020 got delayed to 2021 or indefinitely. But Venom 2 we still had hope for, because we were getting like some leaks, some fake leaks, which we thought were real at the time. And then we eventually got the title reveal of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. But it was the last movie to get delayed of the pandemic, and that is when it got pushed all the way to, I believe it was October of 2021. So of course, Venom 2 was my most hyped movie of 2020. I was like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. I love that first Venom movie. Now you're chucking in Carnage, a big, brutal, badass bad guy. And this is gonna be the best movie ever. And then Venom 2 happened, and it was like, what the hell is this? why is this a children's movie? What the hell did you do? Why the jokes in this movie? It was like Love and Thunder, except nowhere near as bad as Love and Thunder, obviously, but still pretty bad. But yeah, the jokes, it was too much. It was way too much. I feel like again the first movie just had the perfect balance. They turned Carnage, like they just put him in a movie that does not fit his tone at all, his character. It just didn't work. Then we had Morbius, which, as I said earlier, was, when the first teaser came out in 2020, the movie was going to be called Morbius the Living Vampire. And this is an interesting one because my friend and I went to go watch this in the cinema, right? It wasn't expensive, so that would have sucked. But Morbius, I heard two like reactions to it. There were people who said that this is absolutely horrible, one of the worst comic book movies ever made, actually the worst, movie ever made. And then there were others who are like, eh, it exists, it's there. And to be honest with you, that's kind of my mindset. That's the mindset I went in with, is how negative people were. So then when I watched it, I was actually like, this is actually all right. It's not, and I kind of think that I fall into the camp of the people who go, it's there. Like it's not a terrible one. There were certain parts of it that I liked. I really liked the character of Milo, but yeah, apart from that, there's nothing really to the movie apart from the cool visuals. And that's why I prefer it to Madam Web, which I will get to just now. I thought that the CGI and certain, visual things in Morbius were really cool, but even the post-credit scene, I honestly, my brain wasn't processing in the cinema, so I was like, "Oh my God, vultures! Yeah, this is so cool." But then as soon as I left the cinema, I was like, "Wait, that doesn't make sense." So yeah, obviously the post-credit scene only makes sense if you're an idiot, which, duh, that's me, guys. So yeah, Morbius is another movie that is just there, but definitely was not good. So, second strike on the Sony Spider-Man universe. And then we have Madam Web. And holy fucking shit. This has got to be one of the worst movies I have ever watched in my life. I think Chris from 3C Films, I think he puts it perfectly. That this movie makes Morbius look like The Dark Knight. It blows my mind that people pick Morbius, pick Madam Web over Morbius. How? How? As I mentioned with Morbius, it at least had some cool CGI, and there were certain things that looked really awesome, like the way that he flies and stuff like that. With Madam Web, there is absolutely nothing in this movie. It is dead. Okay, it feels like if I was on my deathbed and I was watching this, I would ask for someone to kill me. And in fact, saying that, I watched this movie in the hospital. I was in a hospital bed when I watched it, and I wanted to ask one of the nurses to come and euthanize me. I kept checking to see how much time I had left of the movie every like 3 minutes, because I made it in. I was like, okay, I'm like 45 minutes in, maybe 50 minutes. I was only 14 minutes in. Oh my God. I don't understand. I don't understand how they made that movie. And when, you know what? This makes sense. This is a good thing. This is definitely gonna earn us money. Oh my God, Sony, what the hell was this? The actors didn't do a good job. And nothing on them, of course. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, no one really cares about her acting, if you know what I mean. Dakota Johnson, I can't actually think of anything that I've seen her in. The other girls, who cares? Actually, I think Isabella Marcet is in this movie, isn't she? Well, at least she had some redemption with Alien Romulus. The other girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what she looked like, to be honest. But there was another character. But yeah, the villain of the movie, if you want to even call him a villain, don't even know how that works. He in 2003 took the things from his mind and put it on the computer and aged them back like 20 years. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, Madam Web, one of the worst films ever. Probably the worst, probably like top three worst comic book movies ever. And yeah, I mean, of course, if you are still watching up to this point, at the end of the year, I will be doing this huge, huge video of me ranking every single movie I watched in 2024. Not just the movies of 2024, all the movies. And I can comfortably say this, because it's not really a spoiler, is that from all the movies I've seen this year, of which now I believe are 86, Madam Web is rank 85th. It's terrible. It's bad, man. It's bad. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else I can say. As far as Venom the Last Dance goes, I'm not really expecting much because I have a feeling from what people have said, it's more like Venom 2, which I've already complained enough about. Null. I know that Null is the post-credit scene. I know that it doesn't set up Spider-Man 4 in a clear, distinct way. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. As far as Craven goes, again, I'm only going to watch it for the blood and the gore. So yeah, I'm really happy that this universe is over, that Sony can stop wasting these Spider-Man villains, because I believe what they said, I think I did a video on it, where like if Sony uses a villain or like makes a movie about a certain Spider-Man villain, the MCU can't use it. So like the MCU can't make their own Venom or they can't make their own Madam Web. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. So yeah, all this universe was doing was damaging the reputations of iconic comic book villains, Spider-Man villains. So I'm so happy that this is over. And even though that first Venom movie was a lot of fun, I don't think anybody is going to miss this universe at all. Please let me know your thoughts on the entire Spider-Man spin-off universe. What are your thoughts on its cancellation? And yeah, where do you think Sony will go from here? Because from what I've seen, as far as the rumors go, their focus is on Beyond the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 4. So yeah, at least that will be fantastic. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts on everything that I've covered down in the comment section below. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.